Hey guys, welcome to the Weekly Wisdom. A little bit different spot here today. Hey, the last couple weeks we've been talking about the real reason why, your mindset. I go deep on that a lot because at the end of the day, real estate wisdom alone, even though if you have my books, Success Academy, go to my live events here on this website, I would truly bet to say it's the best real estate wisdom that's ever been taught in the history of the world. And I'm pretty confident in saying that. I have so many of my students turn trainers out on the road teaching the stuff that we're doing every day. So why isn't every single one of you getting the success you deserve? Well, a lot of it has to do with not knowing your reason why, life kicking your butt, all the obstacles you have, all the things going on, the noise that you have. So I'm going to continually do these weekly wisdoms to pound into your brain the things that I know helped me go to another level and help so many of my successful students. So when I see something, I'm going to grab it and share it with you. So here's a little assignment that I think would be fun. I don't get a chance to watch a lot of TV, but I enjoy it when I watch it. The other day, I got to watch Cinderella Man again. Now, I've seen that movie back in the day of maybe 10 years ago. I don't even know how long it's been around. Russell Crowe plays a fighter back in the Depression era that was a decent fighter on his way up to be doing good, and then the Depression came, lost all his money, lost his spirit, and lost every fight. And then by the time it comes back to him, they can't even pay the electric. He's losing his kids. There's no heat in their house. And he's a frustrated guy just trying to make a living, trying to work, going down to the docks, getting some work once in a while. Well, one of the things I'd say everybody watching, go rent it, go watch Cinderella Man. It's such an inspirational movie. But it hit me. I know we've been talking about why a lot, but it hit me when it's 10 years after when he was at his prime. 10 years. It was like 1928 he was fighting and doing well. Now it was almost 1937, I think it was, after the Depression, and he gets a chance to fight again. And they've just put him in there because a contender that was going to go after the heavyweight championship of the world. Now, remember what fighting used to be before? Now there's wrestling and in the extreme fighting, and boxing's not what it used to be. But back then, the heavyweight champion of the world, he was probably the most popular athlete on the planet, literally. So there was a contender on his way up. They grab this old fighter and they say, hey, we lost the fighter we have. They want to just stick him in the ring just to get beat up so he can go fight the heavyweight champion. Well, they put him in the ring and he wins with no training. He hadn't even eaten the day that he was there because he couldn't get any soup on the soup line, the bread line. But he won. And they got him another fight and he won again. And he got another fight, and he won again, all the way up to fighting the champion of the world, who was undefeated. Now, this guy's 10 years out of his prime. He hadn't had food. He doesn't have the training, didn't have the fancy clothes, couldn't even afford a trainer, and he's going to go fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. I have to tell you, I got goosebumps 20 times through the movie. I cried a couple times, but let me just tell you why. It wasn't his muscles fighting. It wasn't the great food that he had. It wasn't his great training. It wasn't his age. It wasn't his athletic ability. He had broken his hand 4 or 5 times. He had broken ribs when he was going into the heavyweight championship in the world. And it's right before the fight, and they're interviewing him. And a reporter says, hey, let's be honest. You were kind of washed up 10 years ago. Well, and what is it that brought you back? And he said, this time, this is the part that I thought of you guys. He said, this time, I'm fighting for milk. And it was because prior on in the movie, there was one point when it was morning time, the kids were waking up, and there was only this much milk left, and they couldn't afford to go get milk, and the mom put water in the rest of the way. And if you know anybody that went through the Depression, I know my grandfather used to tell me doing that same exact thing. He didn't have milk, and he ended up giving his daughter his milk and his piece of ham, because that's all they had for breakfast. He knew what he was fighting for. It wasn't his legs or his arms or his strength. It was in his heart. And guess what? That was in him all along until he ignited it. And then all of a sudden, 10 years out of his prime, beat up, broken ribs, broken arms, no money, no food, he goes on and wins the heavyweight championship of the world because he knew what he was fighting for. So do you know what you're fighting for? I know we talked about it a lot and talked about my Graham's ring and my kids around my neck, and we talked about the 7 levels deep, and I don't want to beat up the why so much because we're going to go on to new and exciting stuff. I'm going to get off the why. I got some great education coming soon. But I just see it over and over and over again in history. The people who win, the people who step outside the box, they always had it inside of them. They knew it. but something unleashed it, and that's when life went to another level. So what's going to snap for you? What's going to unleash it for you? I suggest enjoy yourself. Watch that movie for me and watch it with those eyes, knowing that you can do anything you want. So that's my lesson for today. The movie really struck a chord, and especially we're talking about this why, made me think of you guys, and I wanted to share it. I'll talk to you next week.